All right, guys, you're in tune to the first episode of the I Ain't Lyin show. As always, we look forward to your continued support, feedback, and contribution as we go forward. And also, do not forget to log into all of our other social mediums that we'll be hooked up to over the next coming weeks. Let's go.
Nah, blood, I ain't lying. I ain't lying, it's the truth. Told me when did I talk crap when I was in the booth. Came out with pain like I cracked my tooth. They're happy to chat crap to attract my views. I ain't lying,
So, voice in the corner. Let's start this. What you got for us this week?
Evening, gentlemen.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm alright. I'm here. Just a quick question, a quick scenario to start us off.
Okay.
You can confer. How would you explain the colour red to a blind person?
Well, that's a good one. That's a good one. Boy, the colour red, I would say, I would tell him that it's a very passionate colour. Yeah? Imagine the colour of blood. Even though he wouldn't know what the colour of blood is. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I don't know if you've ever closed your eyes when there's a light on. I kind of see that colour. You know what I'm saying? So I make the assumption that a blind man would also be able to.
I was going to say that. Is that an assumption, Warren?
It is an assumption, which is all I can make. I've never been blind. But I believe that even if you're blind, you can see that little colour behind the you know what I'm saying? When a light's on and you close your eyes, it's like you kind of see this red sort of behind your eyelid kind of colour. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would tell him.
Was you blind then?
Huh?
Was you blind then?
Well, once I close my eyes, I'm technically blind, aren't I? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would call it the passionate colour.
If I was to describe it to him, obviously red is danger, also love. So I think you'd have to try and. Oh, it's a good question. So, like obviously danger. He's got me though. He's got me with it. He's got me with it. That's a mad question. Are you going to throw that voice in the corner? Is going to throw that one out for the first episode. Obviously, red means danger. So if I'm trying to explain to a blind man, like danger, if you see red, obviously it means stop. There's a hazard, things like that. But then on the flip side, it can be something so like I said, it's dangerous. But on the flip note, it can be something so beautiful as well. Like love hearts are generally red. Valentine's Day is generally red. So it can be a beautiful thing as well. But at the same time, it can be so far on the other side where it can signify danger. So I mean, but it's like, how do you explain
that to a guy that's
it?
Never saw? And that's a good question. Yo, voice in the corner. Has this guy been blind forever?
He was born blind, yes.
He was born blind.
Yes.
See, so this is what I'm saying. I would say to him, like, listen, think of an unsafe moment. Yeah, think of a house. I would say think of a building that has all the niceties of life inside of there. And then just imagine if you can grasp the concept of a colour, yeah, to capture an emotion of elation, of happiness, yeah. I'm quite sure that the colour you imagine is not red. Now think of that same colour, what would describe this house which has everything you shouldn't be entering into. You know what I'm saying? And I'd hope that he kind of sees red. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't know if you can describe it. Like,
yeah. No, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one.
You can.
You can.
You kind of are there or thereabouts. But obviously, you have to tap into the other senses, don't you?
Of course. And then what would you be more like focusing on, like strawberries red? Tomatoes red. So is it, when you say touch into senses, is it more on how things feel, and that's a tomato, that's red? I don't know.
I think all you've got to go off is emotions, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a great question. Like
feeling, if it was a fire, maybe.
Yeah, red. Yeah. This is why I use the analogy of the building. You know what I'm saying? That building which you shouldn't go into. I'm just imagining, like I've got a friend. She's a female, and basically she does like tarot card reading, and she kind of can read your aura and tell you the color of your aura, and you know what I'm saying. She says like some people have a blue aura, other people have a yellow kind of aura, some people have a red aura. You know what I'm saying, and I kind of feel as though red would encapsulate the danger. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I would hope that would be enough to catch him. You know what I'm saying? To
Could be love as well, also.
Yeah, it can. But would you say red signifies danger more than it would love? Something nice. You reckon red's more?
Yeah, to me, red is like red panty night. You know what I'm saying? You know, when Conor McGregor says, "Hey, it's red panty night."
Break out the red panties.
Red. Hey, baby, we made it. Get the red panties. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it can, to me, red is more lust than love. I don't know what you guys would say. You get me? But I feel as though like red is more lust.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's more that way, innit? There's not many like nice things.
Love to me is more like, I don't know, like yellow daffodils. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know them old school shows where they're running slow motion to
Through
each
the
other,
fields.
and there's always some yellow. There's always them little yellow flowers in it. And they're running through to each other. Like, you get me? But yeah, man. I would hope.
Does that answer your question, voice in the corner, or is there more? Is there more to it? Are we missing something?
I think we've covered
Okay.
the bases.
Yeah. So yeah, if you come across a blind man and you're trying to describe the colour red to him, maybe we'll give you some pointers.
Maybe.
Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah. So as we move. Now, what do we have under here? What do we have under here? Let's get into this controversial quote, which I believe we have 20 minutes to discuss.
Yeah.
So, let's go. You guys, the viewers, you'll get used to this. We'll be doing a controversial quote every show, which we'll be discussing for 20 minutes. Yeah? So let's go. I was doing 6 13-hour shifts a week in a hospital just so that I could keep up my mortgage payments. Even working such long hours, I failed to keep up the repayments and lost my home. I decided I wanted an easier life, and as a sex worker, that's what I've got. In the NHS, I was earning £50 a day. Now I earn £100 an hour and work on average just 163 days a year. I worked in the care sector for 20 years. A lot of empathy is required for that work, and the same is true of sex work. 8 out of 10 of the men I see don't actually want to have sex with me. Some just want affection and someone to talk to. As a care assistant, I spent all my time cleaning up shit and watching people die. I woke up one morning and decided I wanted an easier life. That's what I've got now. I didn't get into sex work until I was in my late 40s, but I wish I had started sooner. Well, so, what does that say to you, captivating co-host? That's basically, well, obviously we know that that's kind of like prostitution / sex work / escort, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's start off with what's your views on that?
On prostitution itself?
No, I'm on about this particular scenario here, like yeah.
I mean, I've heard many stories like that as well, of why people get into that, and it's one of these things. Like in the world where we're at, there's a lot of people that get into these jobs and find that financial stability isn't quite there for them. Mm-hmm. So some people find themselves getting pushed into that kind of industry, and some people choose to do it for the lifestyle. Like she said, like how many hours she gets, £100 an hour now. So works 130 something days a year now.
163.
163. Sorry. So it's like it's one of them, and it's looking at it thinking like with the morals.
What's your view morally? Do you think how do you feel morally?
So I feel that I've been quite naive and closed-minded before, and think, what, prostitutes? That's like think it's dirty and all these kind of things. But then when you take a step back and look, as I got a little bit older, and you realise things and you start understanding people's situations, predicaments, where they're at. Like again, this lady here who's put the hours into work. I presume it is a lady, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All the hours that she's put in and working for the NHS, she's trying to do something good, and the pay's not there. Like I feel that it's just one of those things where people have to do certain things to support their families or their lives or whatever it is. Sometimes just being that good person and wanting to do something isn't enough.
I feel as though like, well, morally, I would say personally, yeah, like you say, being younger, I would always look down upon somebody.
Frown upon it almost.
Somebody who was getting into the sex work. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, like, taken into... It depends, because you got people who do it for different reasons.
Yeah,
some
that was going to my next point. Some people
have a drug abuse problem, you know what I'm saying? And they do it to fund their habit, you know what I'm saying? And then you got other people who, like you say, they're in dire straits, mortgage payments, lost their home or about to lose their home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At which point, ethically speaking, what is out of bounds when it comes to...
Of course, and for them people that are losing things, is it a choice for them where they want to do it, or is it a choice where they've got nothing else?
Yeah, that's what I say. So as a man with a daughter, like I've got a daughter, you got a grown daughter.
Yeah.
Like I feel, how would you feel about, like me personally, I would say if my daughter did hit that dire straight moment where it was like, right, I'm at the crossroads, I would want her to do... I would never be happy to hear that my daughter's doing sex work.
Yeah,
you know
I don't think any parent would, because it's a dangerous game. It's dangerous, right? I mean, if you heard that your daughter was sexually active in her older years, I mean, it's nothing that a dad wants to hear, but
you want a grandchild, don't you?
Yeah.
So
But I'm saying that, like, if she was sexually active, like, I mean, I don't mean just in general like, having sex. I'm on about like she was quite overly active with it and stuff. You wouldn't want to hear it, but then you just think that's you. When you're old enough, that's your choice. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if they're doing it for cash and them kind of reasons, it's like, are they sexually active just with somebody by going to the club and bumping into somebody and or just getting on Tinder and swiping and meeting people? Because when it comes to like prostitution, like I said, it's a dangerous game. You don't know who you're bumping into. These guys are there to pay. They think they have an authority over you, or vice versa. It could be the other way around as well. So it's just a dangerous. Dangerous world.
I would say that's all dependent on the guy, because like she says, a lot of the men don't even want to have sex with her. Some just want affection. Some want someone to talk to.
What about the other some though?
Companionship. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, me personally, I'm not gonna wrong somebody for doing what they need to do, what they feel they need to do, what is a necessity for them to do in order to feed their children. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though like anybody, once you have a child, you know the lengths that you will go to ensure that that child eats, you know what I'm saying, or has a future, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like I say, I wouldn't, if my daughter was doing that, obviously I wouldn't want her to let me know, you know what I'm saying. Just tell me a lie, tell me that you do so, you know what I'm saying, tell me you're doing something else, something outlandish, you know what I'm saying, anything. But I wouldn't want to hear that. But at the same time, I do have empathy for, I'm not just going to say women because men do it, but we're speaking about a woman here, yeah? So I do have empathy for a woman who has children, has a home to upkeep, you know what I'm saying? And
finds herself in that position,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I do. But then at the same time, like, would you get with a woman if she told you that she used to work in the sex work industry?
See, for me, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Depends on that situation. Do you know what I mean? And what kind of connection you have with that person and the journey and the reasons why for getting into that. I could sit here and tell you right now, I don't think I'd like the idea of it. But you don't know until you're faced with something like that. Do you know what I mean? And like I said again, it's the story. Like, what was your reasons for doing it? If it was out of choice and just for her to go make a little bit of Reddies, I just think there's other things you could have done. Do you know what I mean? Like, what age was you? Could you have gone to college? Did you have the support behind you? Did you have your family? Why did you go choose that? Was it that easy for you to go sell yourself like that? Then I would think the character would have been a bit tarnished for me, and I don't think I would have pursued something serious with that person. But like I said, if that person maybe lost family, had no support, maybe had a child and needed the money, or not even had a child, just needed the support for herself, had to pay rent, was going homeless and things like that, I think you have to be a bit more...
I'll tell you straight, I won't go with someone who's been in the sex industry. That's just me personally, because I know what kind of guy I am. I'm a rabbit hole. I'm a guy that goes down the rabbit hole kind of every day. You know what I'm saying? So
and I'm
going to be looking at my partner and thinking like, raw, like,
what have man done with you?
This thing what I'm treasuring so much. Guys used to just run through that. You know what I'm saying? And
but would you get with a girl that was been quite sexually active?
And this is what I'm saying. I wouldn't know, because it's not something I would never ask a woman. Like, I'm that kind of guy. Like, if a woman asked me, like, and I have been asked this many times, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many females you slept with? I'm just wondering why you're asking that question. I'm deflecting that question.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, it's like I say, like, I've got a friend who, like, he hit rock bottom, basically, and he ended up moving back to his mum's house, and he was living a nice life, you know what I'm saying? Had a nice car, living in a nice place and whatsoever. He basically moved back to his mum's house, was doing a bit of juggling, bits and bobs, and he had a girl who used to come, who got his number and used to come get something off him, yeah? Bit of wacky back here. and anyway, yeah. She was like, he said she was buying a certain amount every day, and he was like, where does she get all this money from? Like, so anyway, one day she come, and he says he started talking to her. Anyway, they got talking whatsoever. Couple weeks down the line, she's staying over at his mum's house. You know what I'm saying? She's staying over at his mum's house, and then he says, couple times now. She's stayed over a couple times now. Used to be a regular thing on a Saturday. She would stay over. One day he was laying down on the single bed with her in the box room, and he said he could just hear the phone like going doo doo, but like a weird little, you know, them little discreet ringtones. Anyway, she was like snoring away. You get me? So he's like gone over to like kind of, because he thought it was an alarm. Yeah, so he's gone over to look at the phone.
No, he just went to pre.
No. He sounds like, he said he genuinely just went over to lock the phone off. Yeah. But then he says when he looked, he seen someone was ringing. You get me? So he was like, obviously this is where he probably was being nosy now, you know what I'm saying? So, but he didn't answer the thing anyway. He said the message has come through. He looked on the message and he seen like this guy was saying, hey, are you working? Are you working? I'm in Nottingham, are you working? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, when she woke up, he asked her about it. He says, he says, I seen a message, like, what did he say you do for a job? And then so she just started breaking down, told him what she used to do. Anyway, down the line now, he says he moved into a little flat, and she come over. They were talking about it. Says she went ended up signing up to the agency whatsoever. He says the day that she signed up for this agency, I think he's broke, you know. He's trying to just find his way back, you know what I'm saying? He says the day that she signed up, they got a call from the agency. He says she's come out the toilet like, I nearly said his name there, yeah? No. No, I nearly said his name, yeah, but like I was saying, so anyway, she's come out the bathroom, she's like, look, I've got a call. He's like, what are you gonna do? She's like, what shall I do? She's like, what, you wanna go tonight? You know what I'm saying? Because they've just gone town. I don't know where in town they went, but they went to sign up to this agency. Anyway, she's ended up going that day. He said she's come back with like, it's all fictional off the top of my head numbers, so I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said anyway, she's ended up coming back with like say 250.
Yeah.
And he's like, fucking hell, like, God, he's broke. He's been doing shift work at warehouses, and he's come from money on the roads. You know what I'm saying? Living nice, bro. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me take it down the line to get to where I'm trying to get to. Yeah. So anyway, over time, he's ended up putting her through to a guy that he knows in London. His girlfriend is like one of the women who own like a big agency or something. She's ended up going over there. He says, she's ended up going over there, coming back. She was coming back from London. He would drop her to the train station on Fridays. She would come back on a Sunday, and she'd just come, £1,500, give him. Yeah. He said he was like, fuck, like. Anyway, over the time, she's fucking built him up. You know what I'm saying? He's back, nice car, rolling again. But the problems, what he said, which arose from that scenario. You know what I'm saying? So she started sniffing. You know what I'm saying? So she built up a cocaine addiction. Says like she used to just, it ended with like, it got to the point where she was catching taxi to flipping, catching taxi now, whereas before it was a bit more humble. They kind of had a plan what they were working to whatsoever. She ended up catching Lon. Yeah, he says sometimes he would call her, he would come back from wherever he is, she's not even in the house. She'd call, he's trying to get through to her, couldn't get through to her. She would call him like 3 a.m, like, babe, I'm on the way back from Wickham on some, you know what I'm saying, some mad places, you know what I'm saying? And bro, like he says now he's like in love with her basically. Yeah, but it's just a mad rocky toxic relationship. And that's
that for me ain't love. So I won't be able to get with somebody who's actively doing it. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, depends on the circumstances beforehand. Like that.
So that throws up a good question. Like, would you say, because you said that's not love, like, so is it impossible to love a woman who is sexually working?
I believe so, yeah. Like, I mean,
impossible to love.
Yeah, your partner's your partner. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's a personal, private thing. I don't think that side of your relationship should be shared with anyone, whether it's for money or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it should be. I don't understand. I think you can love someone. I don't know if you can be in love. Like I don't think I personally, that's my opinion. I don't think you can be.
Yeah.
How can you share your partner?
I tell you the reason why I choose to disagree, and this is just all from like purely from a devil's advocate perspective. Yeah, like you would get a guy from an Islamic country who might say, how can you allow your partner? Because I went to Egypt with a girlfriend, and I got to know some of the locals, because I'm that guy. I'll start off in the resort and end up seeing out some locals. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I was telling him like my girlfriend's upset because when she's talking to guys, they're like focusing on her vagina. You know what I'm saying? And he was basically saying to me like, how can you let your woman, if you love your woman, how can you let her go out wearing this? Like, I can see everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously, we're from a different teaching. You know what I'm saying? A different moral perspective on that on that scenario. You know what I'm saying? But to him, he would probably say, no, if you let your woman wear a bikini, you don't love your woman. You know what I'm saying? And probably to some men, you saying that it's impossible to love a woman that's working, probably to some men, they would think that's ludicrous as well. You know what I'm saying? That.
I just feel like there's a balance to be had morally as well, to find that right balance. You know what I'm saying? I just know myself. I couldn't love a woman who's working like that.
And then you got them women who have been sex trafficked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this is what I was saying to you before. It depends on the situation. Like if it's a past thing, and like it all ticks out morally, like things have happened, like there's reasons she's done it, or it was against her her thing. You know what I mean? Like, then yeah. But I feel like if somebody's chosen just to go do it for some reddies, I feel like I ain't got time for that. Do you know what I mean?
Because it's mad that we say, as you say that as well, yeah. Because I think, I don't know, like to me, I look on a lot of females like on their on Facebook, social media, and I look at a lot of females who I know, and I think, well, I know you haven't got a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got a nice car.
Yeah, so what you doing,
your
innit?
pictures of, you know what I'm saying, Balenciaga and Gucci bags and this, and I think, I don't know, my intuition just tells me that nowadays, in the UK, like locally, you know what I'm saying, it just tells me like a lot of women, a lot of females probably are selling, you know what I'm saying, and in that line of work, you know what I'm saying?
I know. I just don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. Like, if it's being abused and stuff, it's a hard balance. You know what I mean?
Like I say, like my thing is like, you know what? I'm from that mindset, like of get it how you get it. You know what I'm saying? Get it how you need to get it. Yeah, but obviously within reason, because somebody could say, well, how can you do this to make money, or how can you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Would you say from your point of view, would you agree with prostitution then? Like, you're all for it?
It's alright then. I think it's so deep. Yeah, we've got 10 seconds. Seems like we've got 10 seconds left on the time here, but I think it's so deep. Yeah, like it's hard for me to throw that out there and say it's wrong or it's right.
Yeah.
But obviously,
It's
there's
a bigger
scenario.
discussion, innit?
There's the 20 minutes. Anyway, let's get to this caller. Let's see what this caller's got to say.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hello? Is this the Lyin show?
It sure is.
Well, I've always been weak and downtrodden, humiliated and looked down upon, even by my own family. My experience with girls is that they like me, and they don't like me at the same time. They want my attention, but they don't really respond to it, and at the same time, they don't want me paying attention to other girls. I lost my virginity to a prostitute, and I kept it a secret. I just need to brag about it to someone, so I chose you.
All right.
Right.
Mate. Yeah. Well.
You got that off your chest, mate.
Yeah. Well, yo, this is what I'm saying. I don't know how to break down what this caller like, but what I will say is, I suppose prostitution may be preventing, you know when they say skip a bullet? Imagine prostitution may be stopping. Just the thing what came to my head straight away, what resonated from that phone call is like, imagine you got guys like that who sounds a little bit of a, I want to be PC here. You know what I'm saying? It sounds a bit, I don't know.
Just
What
is not
the
much of a ladies' man.
Yeah, let's just
if
say,
we're going to be fair.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It could be stopping a lot of sexual crime. Because the guys who are paying, let's go, because obviously there's levels of prostitution.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think you've got the
classier stuff.
like my mother used to say, like, back in the day, you had some women who would go out of Nottingham to go and work, and they would kind of look down on the local ones. You know what I'm saying? They were like escorts, and they would get like
I've always had that
certain
thing
amount
where
of
it's
money.
escorts are like the more classy ones.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'd get that. You got that level of prostitute or whatever you want to call. I don't know if they don't call themselves that. Yeah, but you got that level where it's kind of like probably in a nice hotel. It's in nice, desirable settings.
Yeah.
And then you've got the one on Forest Road.
alleys.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Who
back
just
alley.
pops out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And as the car goes past and then goes back into the shadow.
But I think the caller's point was in it more like he had no confidence and he couldn't find himself a woman, so it kind of got him off the market. It gave him the opportunity to have sex and experience them kind of things at a small price for himself. So,
And that's what I'm saying. To me, because of the way he sounded like a guy who potentially, he sounded a bit on the edge, you know what I'm saying? So potentially, if he didn't...
Like a ticking time bomb.
Yes, mate. You know what I'm saying?
I know what
exactly that.
I know what he's trying to say.
I'm trying to be politically correct here. I'm not trying to get the show cancelled on episode 1, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he sounds to me like, if he didn't get that pussy at that moment,
could be a problem.
it could have been a problem.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
He might have took that pussy rather than paid for that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, there's that angle. Like, probably, this is what I'm saying. Now, I'm a guy, as I've got older, I always try to step out of my perception of
Yeah,
things.
and see
because
from
I
a third eye
understand that
kind of thing.
I've grown up in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really travelled all the world. You know what I'm saying? So I do try to step out of myself sometimes, and I think, you know what? From that perspective, I don't know why, listening to that guy, it kind of hit me like, you know what? Prostitution may have stopped a lot of bad things happening. You know what I'm saying? It might be a good thing, bro.
Yeah,
In
the
some
thing is, there's a lot
scenarios.
of things in this world that's considered to be bad. Do you know what I mean? But there's going to be good aspects about it. Do you know what I mean? And like, I think that's what I was saying about. I know I keep saying it, but the balance. Do you know what I mean? Between things of finding that the security, making sure it's safe. What's your reasons for doing it? Do you know what I mean? And then kind of your environment that you're in, the people that you're around, and things like that. Then then anything bad can become a bit more acceptable if monetized correctly. Do you know what I mean? If it's used in the right way. Yeah, of course. Like for that gentleman who just called in, that situation there, I understand it. Some people probably they had that frustration, and as a man, you need to release that testosterone and stuff.
Come on, man.
Yeah, trust me, like you have to. So if that was his only option, then cool. Yes, I get it, and it becomes acceptable. But it depends on the escort at the time as well. Like, was it somebody off the road? Was it somebody out of a magazine, off a website, a bit more classy, like you say, them high-end escorts, or was it just some scraggly? Do you know what I mean?
Well, let's say it was some scraggly.
Can I say that?
Let's say it was some scraggly off one of them that just pop out of the bushes and just as the car goes by and then goes back in. Well, let's say her children were like there was nothing in the fridge whatsoever, and let's say I don't know what the price of it is on that level. Let's say I don't know what 40 quid. I don't know 50 quid. Let's say that 50 quid what he paid for whatever he done.
Yeah.
If that did fill up the fridge, was that a positive? I'm talking from a humanitarian perspective.
And I
was
get
that
that.
a positive exchange within this universe?
Yeah, it is a positive, but where it sits is the legality of things, right? If prostitution was more legalised and it could be monitored, like I was saying, there'll be safer environments. Because the thing is, prostitutes all the time get beaten, battered, raped, robbed, and all these kind of things, right?
Not
and
to
it's
forget. Go on.
No, go on.
Not to forget the punters get robbed as well.
Yeah, of
sometimes.
course, yeah. And this is what I feel like, if it was legalised and monetised correctly, and it's a safer environment for all involved, do you know what I mean? Then yeah, that situation, cool. She can go feed the kids, and she goes and does her work. The guy or the girl gets what they want out of it. The guy or the girl gets what they want out of it to go support themselves and whatever, for whatever reason it is, then yeah, it's good. But like I'm saying, with that situation there, if we was to try and assume that this guy might have done something bad down the line by the way he sounds, like how do you know that something would have happened to the prostitute that he paid for? Because he might have just got a bit carried away in the moment, and the next thing you know, oh,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I hear that. It's crazy, you know. You know what? Yeah. What voice in the corner?
I met a guy who was a pretty outstanding professional. I met a guy who was a pretty outstanding professional in the media. He was heavily disabled and made a documentary about himself where he got laid at a brothel because there was no other way of him getting any. He said it was a human right. How do we feel about that, guys?
Well, like I say, like this is what I'm trying to get onto now, because I feel like now as a male, and this will be good for when a female comes onto the board. You know what I'm saying? To break it down from a female perspective.
Yeah,
but
go on.
as a male, I think like we're constantly producing sperm. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched this on a Joe Rogan thing. Like we're constantly producing sperm. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to come out. You know what I'm saying? And
all the testosterone and everything.
The frustration which can occur when that isn't, like, I'd love to see a study on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, the side effects of not having the release and things.
Not having the release. Like seeing a man when he is getting to release it, and a man who's not, and just seeing how a man reacts to certain scenarios throughout the day, certain disappointments, you know what I'm saying, his reaction to different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think
like he says,
going back on what the voice in the corner said, I feel like saying it's a human right. I don't know about human right. Like, listen, everybody's entitled to have sex. No one's saying you can't. Do you know what I'm saying? No one's saying you can't have sex. And maybe he needs to step his game up. Like, it's not, can't say, oh, I got a prostitute because it's human rights. Like, I feel that's a bit of a mad statement for him to throw there.
It sounds very entitled. It sounds very entitled, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, it sounds very chauvinistic, borderline.
He is disabled.
You know what I'm saying? But he's
was he disabled? Did I miss that?
Yeah, but like you said,
No,
he's
apologies.
Disabled.
Apologies.
He's saying, yo.
Right.
But
no, let me know.
But if we
So I
break this-
reevaluate. No, listen, because
Go on.
right, okay, human right, that's fine, okay, but then there's somebody for everyone though. There's some women that will be attracted to people that are in wheelchairs. So I don't really need to revoke my statement really, because I still don't think you can turn around and say it's a human right. It's a human need and want and stuff like that. But like I said, no one's saying desire. Nobody's saying you're disabled, you can't have sex no more. There'll be somebody there for him.
Go get it, bro. Go get it, man. It's out there. There's plenty holes out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what? It's a deep subject. This prostitution one. And like I say, these things here, they're all off the top of the head. We don't know what we're gonna find underneath this table. You know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to discuss this spontaneously and just keep following the progress, because like I say, we're on a journey of self-enlightenment and self-education. You know what I'm saying? So we may even revisit this from another angle and really get to grips with this. But, you know, just watch us as we go. But Voice in the Corner seems like he's got something to say over there.
I was just going to ask, going back to the phone call.
Yeah.
Is it a memorable first time? You know, because a lot of people, the first time they want to be special.
Yeah.
So, you know, how do you feel on that?
Is that? Do you think that's true though? Does everybody want the first time to be special? I feel that's more of an emotional thing, and I feel like a lot of females are more like they want their time to be the first time to be special. I feel like for a man, it's not the same.
More time, your brethrens have been on you. Like, yo, and you beat it.
Yeah, you beat it.
And you done it, yeah. And you done it, yeah.
So you're not really bothered.
No, I'm not saying we're not really bothered. Not everyone's the same, but I just feel like for a lot of lads, it's more to just get off the mark.
Is it a memory that you'd want years down the line, possibly?
I feel like it's a memory that you just keep anyway. It just sticks with you, innit?
Yeah.
I remember my first time.
Yeah, I feel like obviously in hindsight.
So you won't mind then? You do it first time.
Well, like I say, in hindsight, I feel as though looking back, you will say, bloody hell, man, that was a sleazy way of me breaking my virginity. You know what I'm saying? Having sex in that pissy alleyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the time, like Whip says, I kind of feel like, as I'm from a male perspective, peer pressure and all of that, I kind of feel like we're just kind of happy to get off the mark. Like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just put it in once and took it out, you're like, go straight back to the guys again. They're like, yo, man, them done it.
See, for me, I remember like mine weren't really peer pressure based though. And mine was more just because I wanted to, but it didn't really have to be special. It's just because I wanted to experience it and I just wanted it. Do you know what I mean? And then when I look back, like you say, you look back at some situation, you think, fucking hell, I shouldn't have done it like that. Do you know what I mean? But I feel that it didn't have to be special for me. I just wanted to. I was a horny guy, you get me? And I just wanted to get off the mark. And it wanted to go and brag to my brethrens and that, because the person that...
So if you was a horny guy, what were you doing to deal with that horniness before you done that?
Come on, Fabian, you get me? Like, I know what it is, you get me?
Oh, see, no, I'm just wondering.
I'm just wondering. You know what I mean? I was peeling back from young, you get me? So when the opportunity arises, you know what I mean? I snatched it with...
How old was you?
Is that a question that I'm answering on camera?
You don't have to answer it. You know what I'm saying? Everything's rhetorical, or however you want to take it.
It was younger than I'd have liked it to have been.
All right.
A lot younger.
That could be 21, 18. But I hear you.
Could be 11.
Mine kind of got taken from me. You get me? My virginity got taken from me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't even know what I should be saying on camera. You know what I'm saying? But, trust me, I don't even know what I should say on camera. But like I say, like, yeah, I was young. I was very young, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And
What, and a female took advantage of you?
I don't even know if I want to say advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember being young, but I liked it.
Yeah, but that's
I liked it. But looking back on it, I look back and I think, whoa, that was kind of...
What, same age or she older?
Oh, yeah, she was probably about 15, 16.
And you was...
Like, probably 11 or something.
So in my eyes, that would have been more of like a grooming kind of thing, to be fair.
It's a mad thing, isn't
so
it?
So you might have liked it and that.
And this kind of goes back to what Voice in the Corner says when you said about the memorable, because that's why I say, in hindsight, looking back now, I look back and I think, well, like, that was a mad thing. Like, she was like 15, 16. I was 11. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, yeah, I remember going to school, mate, going to my brethren, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So it's a mad one, man. But yeah, guys, there you have it. Listen, it's a deep one. It's a very deep one. And like I say to the people, none of us claim to be experts on anything. You know what I'm saying? But we have an opinion on everything. Yeah, we're trying to, with the I Ain't Lying show is about self-education. It's about enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? And you get me, development. And at the same time, while we're developing and we're enlightening ourselves, you guys will do too. You know what I'm saying? And we also look forward to your feedback. To your feedback, you know what I'm saying, your comments. Let us know if there's something we've missed out or whatsoever. Like I say, we may even revisit this later on down the line, you know what I'm saying? So we look forward to seeing what you guys say, seeing if we've missed anything out. What's you lot's thoughts on the prostitution issue, on the sex, on the sex work, you know what I'm saying? We do look forward to seeing that. So yeah, let's go. Right, today's hero of the week will be presented by my captivating co-host, the guy himself, that guy Whips. Who you got for us today?
Got Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. You know of him, right?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about him. What you saying?
Right. Whoa. Stop. Okay, so you now know my hero of the week is Elon Musk. However, I just want to state before we go forward, yeah, that this big bombshell that is dropped on the world about him not accepting Bitcoin for Tesla anymore was after I picked him as my hero of the week. However, what I would like to state is if you go away and do some of your own research and have a look, what he said is he's not accepting Bitcoin for Tesla because of the impacts that it has negatively on the environment. So, i.e. the mining of Bitcoins and how much energy it will take and how bad these effects will have on the world. So, when we get into it in a minute, you'll kind of understand why I'm still on his side. He's still my hero, but at the same time, I understand why people are pissed with him at the minute, because a lot of people was investing in Bitcoin and a lot of people have lost money, including myself and some family, right? So I get it. I empathize with you, but you have to hear this guy out. Sometimes it's for the bigger picture, the greater cause, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to state that before people start going, what? He's picked Elon Musk. My man cost me. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Let's get into the show anyway. Enjoy.
The whole guy's story from when he was 11 to this point now. He's just one of them brains. Do you know what I mean? He just got it. 11, created his own game, sold it to some game magazine for like $500 or something. At 11, he coded his first game. He started PayPal. We know him for Tesla now. This guy right now at the moment, who's got SpaceX as well, he's trying to put us in Mars, on Mars, not in Mars, on Mars. And he's doing like a fantastic job at the moment. Like for Tesla, for example, there was a non-profit company for years, just taking money from investors, getting these cars thing in it. I just like the guy because I feel like he's trying to change the world and make it a better place. I believe so. Some people will say not. I recently heard that his dad was a colonizer in South Africa, and people are thinking that he's trying to do the same with Mars. I had a discussion with a good friend of mine today. He was trying to say that he's trying to play God almost. But I see him in a different light. I see him on a positive. I feel that he's got humanity, his good interest at heart, really. And this guy's just doing some phenomenal things, mate. There's a lot of interviews that you can go watch. Joe Rogan's got him on there for a good couple of hours talking as well. And this guy, I think he's just brilliant, mate.
There was some stuff about him with the cryptocurrency, buying into a whole load of cryptocurrency or what.
I think he dumped, was it 1.5 billion into Bitcoin. Everyone thought it was going to be a bit of a pump and dump for him. It didn't. Like he dropped it in and he spiked up, and I think one of the reasons he's done that is to try and keep himself a bit safe, because I think he's getting that powerful. We all know, like, when certain characters get powerful, what happens to them? They get bumped off. Like, people don't want them people around. So I reckon he's parked his money off as a bit of a safety blanket for him, because in Bitcoin it's encrypted and stuff like that. I mean, 1.5 billion is a lot of money.
So what does, out of interest, what does that do for? How does that benefit? How is that beneficial to the humanity? Yeah, like, how is it beneficial for us?
What, the Bitcoin bit?
Him pumping that, because as a hero,
anybody that's been involved in Bitcoin has benefited from it massively by inputting that large amount in. And also, I feel like he's trying to support Bitcoin because it's a decentralized currency, and I feel like he's trying to push it that way rather than having these governments and banks, central banks, that are taking control of all the money and things like that. I feel Bitcoin's on the rise, and he supports it thoroughly because it's really, essentially, it's the public's money. Like, it's decentralized. So I think he's supporting that for the right reasons. All
right. So, like I say, obviously, you know, I'm gonna challenge your hero if there's something to be, because there's people out there who may have contrasting thoughts about the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to air one of them. But like you say, with regards to the the colonialism and whatsoever, like, do you feel as though well, yeah, like, obviously colonization is basically, like, I see it kind of like herding humans. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to question, what does he have to gain from colonizing Mars?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a good question.
Because when you look at us down here on Earth, then let's say, if you look at us as one, we are kind of we're all under duress. I kind of feel like we're under duress down here. You know what I'm saying? Because we all pay tax. You know what I'm saying? We all have to pay council tax. We can't dispute it. You know what I'm saying? Because I would like to, I've always thought, like, I would like council tax to be a pay-as-you-go system. So, yeah, they say that council tax pays for the police, the fire engine, but what if I ain't called the police this month? What if I ain't called the fire engine? What if you know what I'm saying? So it seems as though, like, the person who is in charge of the colonization seems to benefit financially from that. You know what I'm saying? So is it out of the good of their heart that they're colonizing with the interest of the people, or is it for their own personal gain?
So my views on what I've listened to of his stuff, basically, the world will come to an end one day, right? It will.
All right.
And that's just science. We can see that. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's trying to colonize Mars and maybe other planets down the line or whatever, not just him, but people in the future, to keep humanity actually going. Because if this is not going to be habitable, habitable for eternity, then we do need somewhere else to go. And it has to start from somewhere. So I feel like he's making the first leap in order for that to happen. So I feel like it's not about him putting people on there to be in control and colonize it like that. I just feel like he's giving us another option of somewhere to live. But in this place, we can't live on it no more.
Why not put that effort into making our practices on this earth more sustainable?
Well, he created Tesla. That alone. He's putting electric cars on there. Do you know how much he's decreasing the CO2 footprint by that? It's massively. He's really pushed things for the government to go forward now. By 2030, these car companies aren't allowed to make petrol cars anymore, and these companies were laughing at him, saying electric cars. trying to turn him against him, like electric cars and shit. You know what I mean? To get in Top Gear. I love Top Gear, but them lot was trying to turf him because they've heard the BBC was sabotaging him, saying that the battery life on the cars ran out when it was bullshit. It was all scripted bollocks. It was not. And I feel like he's trying to do something good. He's saying we can't sustain, keep going like living off Mother Nature with all these fuels and damaging the ozone and stuff. So he's created something. I don't feel like it's his job entirely. This guy's just a man that's made a lot of money, decided to do something good with it, you know. So I don't feel like it. I feel so, yeah. I don't feel like it's his job to do any more than he's doing. But it's that the thing is, as every day that we live on this earth, we get closer and closer to extinction of whenever it is. So why not have that starting point now to get us on a planet? And like when people say, oh well, you should be focusing on something on planet Earth right now, I feel like it's a good time for him to start there. Somebody else can focus on that. He's the man to do it.
All right.
Voice in the corner. Go ahead.
What does he gain by telling the world that he's put 1.5 billion into Bitcoin?
Feel like obviously anybody with that much influence is going to spike the market, and I'd have to. I mean, you'd have to.
Is that for his own benefit or
well,
the world's?
Well, listen, it could be for his own and for the world, because at the same time, if he tells them and it's going to spike the market up, of course he's going to benefit from it, but at the same time, everybody else is going to benefit. Like there's just nothing but positives in that. So whether he told them for his own reasons or told them for good reasons for the rest of the world population, I feel like everyone's benefited regardless.
Surely they can't be all winners though.
Well,
that's the way capitalism works, don't it? It's like it's based upon, if you look at the pyramid system, it's like it's a point at the top, so there's always going to be less at the top, and then wider at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So there kind of always has to be a lose. Somebody's has to have a misfortune in order for somebody to have a fortune, don't they?
There can't be all winners and no losers.
But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Bitcoin isn't like that. If you're invested in Bitcoin and the price goes up, you're benefiting. Like you're not losing out.
Where does the capital come from? Where does all the cash come from?
What is it? Is in for the Bitcoins? Well, obviously that's a bit more of a different conversation. That's more tailored towards Bitcoin, where it gets mined from and things like that.
No, I don't mean like that. For someone to gain some money, someone would have to lose some. Because it has to come from somewhere, surely. It's not just free money, is it?
Well, yeah, like the way Bitcoin is designed right now, yeah.
No,
listen.
To get the Bitcoin, you have to exchange for currency, cash.
So where does the cash come from?
Somewhere.
You see me, I'm from the saying of like, it's easier for a cow to get through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get to heaven, you know what I'm saying? Like, step away from the religious aspect of that and just like break it down to its bare. Like I'm always wary of the rich man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the man who's allowed to be so rich, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just wondering, what is he into? You know what I'm saying? Which,
based on history, I'd agree with you.
Like I say, for the people, it would be great to see you guys' thoughts and opinions on that. You know what I'm saying? But what you saying, voice in the corner?
If we all put £100 in the room, and we all take out £200, it's physically impossible.
So I hear you.
But that's because the Bitcoins are based on like algorithms. I don't think we could just try and break it down completely right now. Like I said,
yeah, but it's not a money printing machine, is there? So where does the money come from?
Well,
this is why I just feel as though like you say, he may be doing it for humanity. You know what I'm saying? To kind of be the catalyst for some shift of wealth back to the people. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel as though if that is his end game, I feel as though he would have so much opposition that for him to state that he's doing that publicly, you know what I'm saying?
But he does that
because the rich do want to stay rich.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like the man who's being chauffeured always wants somebody to be a chauffeur.
But I feel like that's why he's parked off all his money in Bitcoin, because it's secure. Like they can't get any of his wealth like that. We all know the securities of the encryption with Bitcoin, and I feel like that's why he's done it rather than keeping it in cash. He's sold most of his assets all of his houses and cars and stuff like that. He's kept a few things sentimental to him, but he's sold off most of his properties and things like that. I genuinely believe, I mean, I hope I'm not wrong about this. I genuinely believe, I agree with what you said about the rich man, you're wary of him because history has just proved you to be right so many times. I just think this guy is just one of them little gems in the system that we've been blessed with in this world right now. And I feel like it's good to have hope. And I've just got some hope in this guy. And I just feel like if anyone's going to do it, or if I wanted anyone to step forward and try and do it, he's the man that I'm vouching for. You get me? I'm cheering for him. And I want him to do all the things he said he's going to do and try and do. Because I believe he's got the world's interest at heart.
And I wanted to ask, with regards to the Tesla, I wonder how expensive those cars are going to be, whether the average man will be able to afford it.
I think they're about range from about 70 grand onwards. But then you don't pay road tax and you're not paying fuel. So down, do you know what I mean? Like, this thing pays for itself eventually.
Are you going to be able to afford on them?
That's a different. I mean,
no, but
let's talk about my finances.
Yeah. We're not talking about. We know you're rich. I'm joking. No. But this is what I'm saying. Like I say, I would love to see if he's gonna use all this finance to make sure the average man has a Tesla, has one of these great creations what he's building.
Yeah.
Because when you really check it on a deeper scale, which I'm not gonna go deep into, but obviously there's a battle going on with like the countries that own oil and whatsoever, and I feel as though like it's like a proxy war kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Because once everything is now ran off electric, it's going to shift that power balance. So a lot of those Middle Eastern countries or these places which have oil,
made the money off the oil,
their power, the reliance on them is kind of gonna go, because we don't really need oil to run cars no more. We don't need you know what I'm saying? So like,
but I feel like a lot of them, the sheikhs, I believe, is that what they call it? That own a lot of the oil. Is it sheikhs?
Well, yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah.
I don't know if it's just them countries, because I don't know all the countries where the oil is available. But
I feel like they've got enough money now that they've put it into a lot of other businesses away from oil and things like that. So I think they could sustain their money. Do you know what I mean? In other ways, and I think it's their job to do so, because the way the world's going, like the fossil fuels and that are becoming a thing of the past, which it needs to. It does need to. Like we have to. And with regards to like the Tesla prices and things like that, I think he's tried to be as fair as possible as he can.
75.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but you know, like to make one of these things, to create one of these things, and what he's done, and like I said, he's taken away road tax and everything else. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
it's interesting, bro. It's interesting. Like I say, I'm just that
one thing.
I'm just a perennial.
I will just
skeptic.
throw one little curveball in though, before we wrap him up. But the lithium thing, that has to come from somewhere still. And this is from other countries as well. And a lot of wars are still going on over lithium. I believe, is it Iran or Iraq or somewhere? Afghanistan, I believe, is quite heavily, they're in war for the lithium, and he's benefiting from that war for the lithium. So that is a one negative curveball that I'll throw in.
And I'm sure that a lot of people die. I'm sure a lot of people die trying to get this lithium.
Okay, so that was my my hero. Let's go on to the next part, villain. Who are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, well, my villain of the week, I could call him villain of the last few years.
Yeah.
But to stick with the thing, villain of the week is Stan Kroenke, Arsenal's main shareholder.
All right.
Yeah, is the 100% shareholder. Yeah. The reason I say is the reason I class him as a villain is because since he's been at my club, the club we've deteriorated to. I'm not gonna say deteriorated to shit, because there's many clubs that would look at where we're at and be like, I would love to be. You know what I'm saying? But since he's been in charge, since he's been the main shareholder of my club, I've seen us deteriorate. We've gone from. We used to be a laughing stock amongst ourselves because we would be aiming to get to top 3 under Arsene Wenger. Now, it's like a miracle if we can get into the top 4. If we can get into if we can get to the top 6, it's like a miracle nowadays. You know what I'm saying? We're languishing 10th position. You had another shareholder who was like both of them were like vying for the to be the main shareholder.
Yeah.
Alisha Usmanov. He had plans to spend money, invest into the football club, bring us back to the good days. This guy has brought him out, basically put himself up there, and now he's actually made a statement himself to say that he did not buy Arsenal to win trophies. He brought us as a business. Yeah, like, let's get it right. Arsenal is a footballing institution.
Yeah.
Many people have there's been generations upon generations of people who grew up following Arsenal Football Club. Like, it's connected to a lot of people's mental health. We know how big football is, the sport is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, this guy's brought this club, which he knows is in the hearts of many local people, and people around the world. And he's brought this club, and the aim of football is to win trophies. You've brought this club, this massive institution, and you're talking about it's just a business to you. He's basically hasn't spent a penny of his own money, investing into the football club. There's been years where he's been basically getting £3 million. He's had £3 million payments, and he's basically using the money from Arsenal to pump into the other
things in his life,
other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, he also owns Los Angeles Rams. He owns an ice hockey club.
Is he pumping money into them?
Yeah, I think he owns Denver Nuggets as well.
Where's he from?
It's from America. Yeah. Obviously, like Los Angeles, he's turned them into like a Hollywood team. Like, they won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, he's using us as leverage to basically get more money to pump into all of his other investments. You know what I'm saying? Also, in I think it was 2017, 72 people died in a fire in one of the Arsenal buildings. 72 people died due to the lack of. I think it was about 2017, between 2015 to 17, I would say. Don't quote me 100% on it. But 72 people died due to the lack of cladding on the buildings and whatsoever. And to this day, like, there's big debates as to why is this guy not making the Arsenal buildings fireproof. Like, you own the club. You know what I'm saying? They've estimated it would cost him £4.7 million to sort it all out. And he's pulling £3 million out, a year? The money what he earns, he is super rich. Super rich. Like, 4.7 million is probably like
pennies to him,
You know what I'm saying? It's probably like 400 quid to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and also, in the COVID time, since COVID has happened, he has it's estimated that his money his fortune has gone up 200+ million pound. It's more like between 200 and 325 million. But this is since COVID. Prior to COVID times. His value has gone up like between 225 to 325 million. But he got all of the staff at Arsenal to take a 12.5% wage cut. Furloughed a lot of staff and whatsoever. Got rid of a lot of staff also.
He sacked the mascot, didn't he?
He sacked the mascot.
What's the mascot?
Gunnosaurus, mate. You know what I'm saying? He sacked the mascot. And basically, he got everyone to take these 12% cuts. I don't know exactly, but he could have easily paid for everyone's wages through that time and still had way more left over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't even have touched his finances. You know what I'm saying? And he's basically like, so many people have lost their jobs. And I just think, bro, it's just a case of the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, Well, hasn't it gone against him though? Like coming out and then making that statement, saying it's just a business for him. Because like surely people aren't going to buy season tickets now and support him.
Yeah. No, that's the crazy thing, because in football.
So it's not going to be it's not going to be a lucrative business for him.
No, but it is because Arsenal, like I say, it's an institution.
Yeah,
He knows. It's like me saying, listen, I know that you got rich families around the world. In this store, there's 500 bags of rice. Yeah. But I know that there's 600 rich people over that side of the street who will buy these rices. Yeah. So you know what, guys? I'm gonna put this rice up to £100 a bag. You know what I'm saying? Totally disregarding the poor people for rice and just knowing that these lot across here will happily snap it up. They don't mind. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, because there's a...
And he's boiling the bag rice too.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. Like, this guy, I class him as a major villain. You get me?
No, I see that.
In football in terms for an Arsenal Football Club supporter, definitely a villain. You brought this institution, you're not pumping money into it, bro.
Like, is there no way of getting him out? Is it more like it's just his? Is there no way of getting him out?
Yeah, basically, you could try to boycott the product. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, Arsenal is very close to many people's hearts.
Them diehard fans,
A football club in general is very close to somebody's heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It is just a game, but like I say, this is something.
Goes deeper in it.
This is something where you're more than likely grown up going with your dad used to go with your granddad.
Yeah.
And you used to go with your dad. You know what I'm saying?
So obviously, like I'm a Nottingham boy. I love Forest. You know what I mean? And I got into it for a friend of mine. And he goes, and the season ticket that he's had was his dad's. And his dad used to take him when he was a kid, and they've had the same seat forever. And then his dad passed away. And I've gone down with this guy, and he's like, oh, fucking Forest, they're shit. They're doing this, they're shit. But every single home game, he's there. And because he's so attached to it emotionally, because of his pops, do you know what I mean? And so I get what you're saying. Like, some people just can't turn the back on it, regardless of how the sport's going, how the team's going. Do you know what I mean?
And that's why I call him a villain, because it's like, why would you buy into something like this? Obviously, I know business is business. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel as though there should be some stipulation on this. You know what I'm saying? Where like, you cannot just buy a football club for a business. You have to have plans, or you know what I'm saying, set out some blueprint, you know what I'm saying, which I don't know, it could probably be government backed, or you know what I'm saying, where you have to show that your intention is to get this thing, get this club up, and you know what I'm saying, actually geared towards trying to go further.
Is that the FA, wouldn't they have to try and step in and do something and put them rules in place? They should really, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I believe they should do.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again with like even local clubs like Notts County as well. They got bought, didn't they, and had all the money rinsed out and stuff.
2-3 minutes.
Like we've seen it with local clubs, and like Notts County, they got bought, and the guy absolutely sucked all the money out of them and just left them dry and gone and done. And like, I agree. Like, people shouldn't be allowed to do it. Do you know, people do it with businesses. They buy them, suck them dry and leave. Cool. If it's like an asbestos business or this, that, you know, when it's something so emotionally attached to people. This is our sport. Do you know what I mean? We love it. Like, everybody loves football. Do you know what I mean? Well, not everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, man.
It's such an emotional attachment into people's lives, families, and stuff like that. So you're right. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. You shouldn't.
You get me?
It's like, where'd you go from there? No, he's a good villain for you to pick. Still, I'm not educated on that side of football. Do you know what I mean? So if you to bring him to the table, man, it's good.
Class him as a major villain, mate. Trust me, as an Arsenal fan,
you're an Arsenal
seen
fan,
the
aren't
club
you?
drop to shit, mate. Seen us drop to shit. You get me? And I just think, why is this guy even allowed to be in there, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, a football club should not be an investment to give you leverage to fund another club.
Yeah, of
you know
course.
what I'm saying? There
And
should
I
be
know
some
you as a
regulations.
person, you love your football. I've seen you on your social medias and stuff like, and you've gone like with the banter with the Man U fans and the Liverpool fans and stuff like that. How do they take it? Like, what do they? I know because at some point it could be a laughing thing, like, yeah, it's funny and that, but when you're passionate about football and you see them kind of things happen, surely some of them, the opposite fans to you, surely they would like step forward and say, no, that's wrong what they're doing. If you had that, or is
no,
it,
man, you
you
would say that he's a hero. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you would
yeah.
say he's a hero. If you hate the club, you would say he's a hero. What you say?
How would you feel if you was a Wycombe Wanderers fan?
How would I feel?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who owns that club down there, but you know what I'm saying? But this is what I say. Me saying that I've seen my club drop to shit, I'm very sure a Wycombe Wanderers fan would say, you flipping entitled cunt. Like, we're down here in the dumps, mate. We'd love to be where you are. You know what I'm saying? So I do get that. You get me? I definitely get that.
But principle still stands on the business ethics, though, innit?
Yeah, definitely,
You know
man.
what I
Come on, man. Like, don't buy into my club, yeah, and use us as leverage, bruv. We're not no side piece.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
Well, yeah. But yeah, like I say, guys, if any of you guys are a bit more schooled on this thing, you know what I'm saying? I look forward to seeing what you guys think about my villain of the week, which is Stan Kroenke. Yeah? If you guys think that he has done some great things, I'd love to hear from you guys. If we've got any Arsenal fans amongst the I Ain't Lying viewers, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this guy. You know, you might be able to school me and let me know. You might be able to let me know, like, whoa, this guy has actually done good. Look, he's done this, he's done that, he's done that. But where I am right now, I'm looking at this guy, I'm classing him as a major villain, mate. Off with his head top. Yeah? So here we go. Let's go.
I ain't lying, it's the truth. Told me when did I talk crap when I was in the booth. Came out with pain like I cracked my